Okay, diagram. This is a diagram of Fonton and a village. Meadow-wise, I think it is. This is 1962, 1985 and now. The map illustrates how much Meadow-wise village and Fonton neighboring towns developed over the period. The map illustrates how much the village and Fonton neighboring towns were developed over the period. The period is 1962, 1985 and present. Overall, Meadow-wise village increased in size and become suburb as merged with Fonton. So this increased in size and merged with Fonton and became a suburb. Furthermore, there have been a significant changes in infrastructure, housing and facilities over the period. Because I think it's good to enhance the figure. Yeah. The village was like this. This is a small road, followed by this is a train. This is a train road. This is a road. This road has been increased over here in 1985. Likewise, they have a connection in 1985. The size of village has been increased. Housing state developed. Layer complex. They have a store, superstore. And what else followed by? And now they have a station, hotel and a business park. Part 1. So let's start again. Okay. Have significant changes in infrastructure, house and facilities over the period. In 1962, the Meadow-wise and Fontaine were completely separated with no road or rail connection. No road or rail connected them. So there was no connection in between these two villages, you can call it. With Fontaine had a railway line running through it to the north. This is a railway line running through to the north. Running through. The Meadow was located to the west of Fontaine had only a small road from the west. They had a small road from the west. In 1995, there was a considerable growth in the size of Meadow-wise village and Fontaine. There was a considerable growth amongst these two villages. As the small road were constructed in the main road, and also extended to the east to connect with the Fontaine. They have a road extension to the Fontaine, so they have a road connection now. Meadow-wise will also develop a housing state in the west and a layer complex and a sport market in the south. So they have a sports layer complex, housing state, and what else was housing and a supermarket. This is housing state, this is layer complex, and I think this could be a supermarket. It's good to enhance it again. Yeah, this is a superstore. Let's go back. Currently, both Meadow-wise, which is now a suburb, and Fontaine are joint. Currently, they are joint. The railway line which runs through the Fontaine has been extended to the west. Which runs through the Fontaine to the west has been extended over here. This is an extension of railway line. the extended to the west, where the train station has been built. Over here the train station has been built. To the north of station, a hotel has been constructed. The north, here is a hotel. A hotel has been constructed, and a business park on the other side of station. Here is a business park. So a business park on the other side of station. This was a quite difficult diagram. So let's have another diagram. This is not also, this is also a difficult one. So but it's good to explain it now. Cement production and concrete production. The diagram illustrates the way which the cement is made, and how it is used in the process of making concrete. The cement has been used here in process of making concrete. Overall, lime, stone and clay passes through 4 stages. Limestone and clay passes through 4 stages. This is 1, 2, 3 and 4 stages. Passes through 4 stages, being bagged ready to use as a cement. Use a number of tools. Use a number of tools. Their production of concrete only a mixture. So in concrete process, you can see over here, in cement there are 4 stages, 1, 2, 3 and 4. In concrete process there is they have different types of things: water, sand, gravel, cement, and just one a mixture is used. So the production of concrete requires only a mixture. The first stage of cement, limestone and clay were crushed together to form a powder. They were crushed, check out here. This is a crusher. They were crushed together to find a powder. This powder is then combined in mixture by passing through into a rotating heater which has a heat applied at the end of the tube. So it goes through to the mixture and have a rotating heater which heat has been applied over here at the end of the tube. You can check out. Rotating which has a heat applied at the end of the tube. The resulting mixture is grinded in order to produce cement. The resultant has been grinded in order to produce a cement. This final product is afterward put into the bags ready to be used. So this cement put into the bag and ready for the use. Regarding the second diagram, this is the second diagram. Concrete consists, actually they are making concrete. Concrete consists mainly gravel, which is smaller stones. Gravel here, there are smaller stones you can see in the figure, and make up 50% of ingredients. We can call it make a half of the ingredients. 50% of ingredients is also okay. The other material used are sand 25%, cement 15%, and water 15%. All these all poured into the concrete mixture. These all are poured into the concrete mixture and continues rotating to combine a material and utility produce concrete. So these are the diagrams. So we have structure of one is for the introduction, other is for the main features, the next one is for the supporting detail. We have used a number of keywords in all types of paragraphs, like from the start. You can check here. In line graph, we used shows the amount of exported over a period of time. You can say overall rise and fall towards, like another, there was slight rise and a moderate increase, dramatic rise, fell moderately. This was a slight rise, a moderate increase, a dramatic rise, a decrease moderately. 8 times higher, instead of saying 10 and 80%, we use 8 times higher. And another line graph illustrates the 3 kinds of spread. The consumption decreased over the period of time, increased over the period of time, have some fluctuations, increase and start of the time and decrease at the last of the time. In bar chart, we use different like words. The most important, the most significant, 15% higher, instead of saying 35 and 20%, we use 15% higher. Relies heavily on bar chart information. Percentage of divorces experienced downward trend, upward trend. Both countries have fluctuations. Initially lower rate. Outraced Sweden, it means they crossed Sweden at the end of the period. Almost 50%. Hitting a lower point, it means the lowest value. As opposed to the Sweden figure explains. Outracing means crossing. The bar chart illustrates the computer. The units are measured. Units are measured in pound sterling. So instead of describing units at every time we use the units are measured in pound sterling. Consumed. Both have spent their most of the money. They both have, whereas the least of the money. The difference of expenditure was on the cameras, was higher as compared to the money was higher in case of France, slightly higher. Neither of country spent much on a pie chart. Here. The most significant resource, half of energy production. Layer, the minimum charges over the period. The lowest use. The remaining methods decrease the production. Industrial sectors, business, the economy of 16 years. At the start of the period, least to the economy. End of the period, most significant, largest economic sector contributed the most, more than threefold increase. It means 3 times increase. So figure rose to. In a table, expenditure of all countries, spent most was food, the least were, and in between was the third one, 5%, 3 times higher than. Spent the most amount of time in between. Outlay of these was between 4% and 5.4%. The remaining countries averaged around a specific number. In a diagram, the both size was increased, merged together, have a connection, have a facilities hosting state layer. Extended to the worst, we use different kind of directions over here. A diagram increases a specific period of time, making a number of ways a single equipment is used. Instead of explaining 4 stages, we use 4 gone from 4 stages. So 50%, which in a half of the part, 1/4 was sent. So that's all we have. Please do subscribe to our channel.